Hello and welcome to Wednesday webinar. I'm Julia Hartman from the Bantax National Accountants Group. Tonight I'm coming to you from Tenterfield. Somewhere down there is our Tenterfield office in High Street, Tenterfield, just down the road from the Tenterfield Saddler. Tonight I'd like to talk about a bit of estate planning, an extra trick. This idea came from an Ask Bantax question I've got. Ask Bantax is a service we provide on our website where people can write in a question about property taxes, capital gains tax or rental property questions, and I give them an answer in writing, and it's usually got section numbers or ruling references and that sort of thing. You can take it to your accountant and be confident of the information provided. But this Ask Bantaxer presented a great opportunity for some tax strategies. He had 2 rental properties in his own name only. I assume they weren't with his wife because he was a high income earner and they were probably negatively geared many years ago, but now he was approaching retirement. He'd already done my favourite trick, and that is you sell off your main residence, fully exempt from capital gains tax, and then move into one of your rental properties. So they were now living in the first rental property. The idea was that when he dies, he would leave both properties to his wife. He wanted to know what the situation would be for her to capital gains tax purposes. Now, as long as the first rental property was his home at date of death, even though if he sold it in his lifetime there was quite a bit of capital gains tax, his heirs inherited at market value at the date of death because that is the main residence, that is his main residence at the time he died. So his wife would inherit that property at market value, so there'd be no capital gains tax at that point in time when he died. The other property, unfortunately because it wasn't his home, she would inherit the property, but she'd also inherit his capital gains tax bill with it. So if she was to sell that, fair bit of tax. The idea being that she instead sells the house that he died in and moves into the other rental property. So she sells that house capital gains tax free because it was his home at date of death and she inherited it at market value at that date. Moves into the second rental property and that's where she dies. So then their children inherit that house at market value at the date of her death because it was her home when she died. So all the capital gain that accumulated during their father's lifetime and during their mother's lifetime is forgotten and forgiven. It's the ideal outcome. They got 3 properties free of capital gains tax in their lifetime, utilising section 12815 of the 1997 Income Tax Assessment Act. Well, thank you for staying to the end. I hope to see you next week.